Let us start with the numerical problems of the module 4 shear. We are starting with the analytical part here. A concrete beam of rectangular section 200 mm wide by 400 mm deep is pre-stressed by a parabolic cable located on eccentricity of 100 mm at midspan and eccentricity of 0 at the supports. If the beam has a span of 10 meter and carries a UDL of 4 kN per meter, find the effective pre-stress force necessary in the cable for 0 stress at the support section. Okay, for the same condition, calculate the principal stress. First, read the data carefully. Draw both longitudinal section as well as cross section. So, this is your longitudinal section. This is your cross section. Okay, both you have to draw carefully. So, they have given that the effective span is 10 meter and the eccentricity at the midspan is 100 mm and it is following a parabolic profile. So this is your parabolic profile. Okay, so it is having an eccentricity of 100 mm at the midspan and it is 0 eccentricity at the support section, which means it is coinciding with the centroidal axis. Okay, there is no eccentricity at the support here. And draw the cross section as well, and the live load, it is 4 kN per meter. Okay, so live load is 4 kN per meter. Compute the self weight. So 0.2 into 0.4 into 24 will give you the self weight. Compute the total load acting on the beam and what is the shear force. Okay, shear force you compute, it is WL by 2, you will get it as 29.6. Moment of inertia for rectangular cross section, it is BDQ by 12. And calculate first moment of area. Okay, in the previous video I have explained you about the concept of cracked section and uncracked section. So here it is very much necessary that we are solving the problems only for the uncracked section. So please store it in your mind that we are solving the numericals only for the uncracked section. We are not solving any numericals here for the cracked section. So therefore we are considering only the uncracked section in the given cross section of the beam. Okay, so the section which is available above the neutral axis, it is referred as the uncracked section. So this section, it is referred as uncracked section. Okay, the section which is available above the neutral axis, it is referred as uncracked section. So for this uncracked section, we are calculating what is the first moment of area. Okay, so first moment of area is given by A into Y bar. So area, so what is the total depth of the beam here? It is 400 mm. Since it is a rectangular cross section, the centroid, it is D by 2. Okay, so that is why 400 divided by 2, here it is 200. So therefore width also 200, depth also 200. So area of the rectangular section, it is 200 by 200, that is only uncracked face here, into Y bar. Again it is a rectangular section, centroid it is D by 2. So D is nothing but your 200. Okay, so you have got A into Y bar. And next let us calculate what is the net shear force acting at the support. Already we have computed what is the shear force which it is generating due to the effect of the self weight as well as the live load. Okay, now we shall calculate what is the net shear force. So this 29.6, this we have already calculated in the previous step due to self weight and live load, and here due to the profile of the cable also we have to consider the shear force. See here, this is a parabola here, so everybody can see that this is a parabolic profile. Okay, so this we can visualize it as an inclined force here. We can visualize it as inclined force. So if you want to resolve any inclined force, you should consider its angle very much necessary. Okay, so imagine that there is an inclined force acting tangential to this parabolic cable, and this force we are resolving it into two components. One is horizontal component and one is vertical component. So if any force which is making an angle of theta with respect to the horizontal axis, the horizontal component will be P cos theta and the vertical component will be P sin theta. So shear, it is predominantly a vertical force here. So we are considering only the vertical component as P sin theta. P cos theta we are ignoring, because in the beams normally we ignore all the horizontal forces. We will analyze and design generally for only for vertical loads or the gravity loads. Okay, so that is why this P sin theta has come into the picture. Okay, then we shall go back to the introduction part here. See here, you can see this is the example which I am speaking about. See, there is a tangent which is acting here. There is a tangent which is acting here. Okay, so this itself we have considered as the force, and this force we have resolved. See, this slope whatever we have mentioned here, so this slope itself is theta. So therefore this tangential force, it is making an angle of theta with respect to the horizontal forces. If we apply the concept of resolution, a force P is making an angle of theta, then its horizontal component will be P cos theta and its vertical component will be P sin theta, and it is very much known to all of you from the elements of mechanics. Okay, then we shall come back to the numerical problem. Hope everybody is clear with this resolution part. Okay, so P sin theta. So also there is a slope also you are supposed to calculate. So in the same example which I have shown you few minutes before, the slope is given for a parabolic profile as sin theta is equal to 4e by L. So where E is the eccentricity, substitute all this, you will get the value of sin theta. So as 0.004. Okay, so P into sin theta you substitute here. See, this is acting vertically downward, since the tangent is having the direction of the force towards the downward direction, and the resolution also it is being taken in the fourth quadrant. So here the direction of the tangential force, it is acting in the fourth quadrant, therefore the resolution also we have considered in the fourth quadrant. So therefore this P sin theta sign convention, it is minus here. So this is the shear force which is being developed due to the vertical loads, and this is the force which is developed due to the tangential force which is acting along with the cable. Okay, hope everybody is clear with this equation. And using the shear stress equation, tau V is equal to VA into Y bar divided by IB. So in the data it is given that you are supposed to find out what is the effective pre-stressing force for the zero shear stress value. Therefore we are considering tau V as 0. Tau V is nothing but your shear stress 0. So substitute everything, you will get the value for the P. Okay, next, principal stress. So it is given with the equation sigma max minimum is equal to Fx plus Fy by 2 plus or minus half root of Fx plus Fy whole square plus 4 tau V square. This is from your basic strength of materials. So Fx and Fy, Fx is nothing but the horizontal pre-stress, Fy is nothing but the vertical pre-stress. Fx, it is a general equation, sigma is equal to P by A. So P by A you will get Fx. Fy, because we are pre-stressing only in the horizontal direction, we are not doing any pre-stressing in the vertical direction. Therefore Fy is equal to 0. Substitute everything. For the zero shear stress, for the same condition, you are supposed to find out what is the principal stresses here. Therefore tau V is substituted as 0. So for the same condition, you are supposed to calculate what is the principal stress, and here this equation, it is plus or minus half root of Fx plus Fy square plus 4 tau V square. Okay, substitute all this, you will get what is the maximum stress and what is the minimum stress. So this completes the problem number 1.